All right, so remember when I said I'm prepared for every objection? So Jesus offered to save those who believe and are baptized. That's the one way Jesus Christ has offered. As stated, I'm prepared for every objection to that, every single one. There's about 10 or 15 that people commonly use. John 3:16, Ephesians 2:8-9, Romans 10:9-10, and 1 Corinthians 1:17, your teaching works salvation, Romans 4:5, on and on and on. And one of the common objections is Mark 3:11. So they think that because Jesus came and baptized the Jews in Acts 2 and the Gentiles in Acts 10, that they don't have to submit to his command for water baptism. So that's what he's done. So first, we're going to clarify that verse 12 shows that fire baptism is hell. So we don't want that. It's the threshing floor. That's in harmony with 2 Thessalonians 1:8. It's flaming fire and the vengeance of God for those who don't obey the gospel. Obey, obey, obey. Okay? Obey. Why am I saying this? Because Holy Spirit was a promise. Water baptism is a command. One cannot obey a command. A promise. They can only obey a command, right? Okay. So he will baptize you. You're not the you. You're not the you who John said Jesus would baptize in the Holy Spirit. How do you know? Well, have you ever had a tongue like fire on your head? Have you ever been able to speak in a known existing language without studying it, and to do so instantaneously? Could you recite great passages of Scripture before they were actually Scripture? That's what happened in Acts chapter 2 when Holy Spirit baptism happened for the first time. God tells us the purpose. Mark 16:20, confirming the word with signs and wonders. That's why miracles happened, including what happened to those people when the apostles in Acts 2, when they were baptized in the Holy Spirit. Interestingly, the command to be baptized in water follows Holy Spirit baptism. So here's the deal. Every time you see baptism commanded, you can know it's water. Water baptism is a command. For instance, Acts 10, the second time Holy Spirit baptism happened. Can any man forbid water, that these shouldn't be baptized like we received the Holy Spirit? Then he commanded them to be baptized. Jesus never offered to baptize you or me or anyone living today in the Holy Spirit. He offered to baptize those people then and there in the Holy Spirit, and he did, just like was promised. John said it was coming. It came. It happened. When it happened, people could speak in tongues. You've never seen that. You've seen people, you might have seen people faking it. People do that. They pretend. And then I've talked to people who came out of that mess, and they tell me they faked it because they thought those other people who were faking it were really speaking in tongues, and they were scared they weren't saved because they couldn't do it. That mess. Okay, well, that's what happened when people were baptized in the Holy Spirit. They could speak in tongues. That happened in Acts 2 and Acts 10. You've never seen somebody all of a sudden Cantonese. Can you recite Isaiah 53 in Cantonese? That's what being baptized in the Holy Spirit looks like. You've never seen anything like that. Nobody has, because it didn't happen. It hasn't happened since Acts chapter 10. Okay, in Acts chapter 10 and 11, it happened, and God told us why it happened, to show that God put no difference between the Jews and the Gentiles. He stated that explicitly in Acts 15, verses 8 and 9. That's why it happened then. So we've got our new objection. So we've had a couple objections, and I've been prepared for each of them, including this one, Matthew 3:11, the abuse of that passage. That's all there is. So Jesus, abusive passages. That's all there is. So the Lord commanded us to believe and be baptized to be saved. Then he ascended and sat at the right hand of the Father. Then literally every account of conversion in the book of Acts follows that divine pattern. Everybody, including the two where Holy Spirit baptism happened. Yeah. Anybody teaching differently is accursed. Galatians 1:6-9. It's not difficult. It's really not difficult. So the only thing people can do is pervert scriptures, ripping them out of their context. That's the only thing they can do. And I'm prepared for all of it. Romans 10:9-10, your perversion of that passage. Ephesians 2:8-9, the perversion of that passage. Those people were all baptized. Yeah. Romans 4:5. Yeah, that one too. That one too. All of them. All of them. 1 Corinthians 1:10 through 17, all of them. So for every objection that y'all have, I'm prepared. Jules, hopefully you that was a sincere question, and you are not